Okie dokie. Always keen to start on time, and people are coming through, which is wonderful. So I have got some support with me today. So I've got the wonderful Jade supporting me. This has been recorded as well, because I will go through this webinar quite quickly. This session normally does take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours in total, because it's a very, very in-depth workshop that I do for our clients. So this is our power session to really get the top tips that you need to be having. As I mentioned, I've got the wonderful Jade supporting me today. So she will have access to the question and answers as well as the chat function. Just for those of you that can say you can hear me okay, just say hi, yes, I can hear you in the chat function to make sure that is all working. That would be absolutely fantastic. Today we will be discussing the power of LinkedIn in this LinkedIn Masterclass specifically for advisors, okay? And it is, like I said, a very, very short power session with you all today. So I'm keen to start on time because I've got to power through it. So for those of you that don't know, I am actually the co-founder of Anthony George Recruitment, which is the UK's first subscription-based recruitment agency. Effectively, we started in the financial planning industry 8 years ago, focusing solely in the financial planning industry, covering them core areas that you can see on screen today. But I am also the co-founder of the Financial Planning Club. And effectively, this has been put together really from the need of speaking to our clients to really connect our clients together, empower them with the best resources that we can find in the marketplace today, and elevate their businesses to be the best businesses that they can be. And a little bit of an insight into what that looks like is for business owners, we do a lot of one-to-one business consultancy. We also have what we call the ultimate business development strategy. And this is a small part of that today, because I believe in any element of business development, you need 8 clear channels of routes to market. And with the power of LinkedIn, this is one core channel. So we're going to be really going through that in a lot of detail today for you. And particularly for individuals, we've got the largest WhatsApp community groups in the UK for our industry. We've got over 1,300 members now, which we're super proud of, around ops directors, financial advisors, mortgage, admin, and power planners. So if you want to get involved in that, it will be my absolute honor to get you involved, and as well, the webinars and study support. But let's start off with a little bit about me, because I always think it's important to find out who you're speaking in front of, okay? So you can understand who I am and what we're all about. So I'm based over in Southend. That's where I live, sunny Southend over on the Essex coast. I'm a huge fan of cycling, so I do a lot of cycle events for charity, even though this year I'm actually doing a walking challenge this year, which is a little bit different. My hips, I think, aren't that great. And I'm also a massive, massive fan of yoga. So I don't know if anyone does yoga frequently, but I do yoga 3-4 times a week. And I'm not hanging upside down like a bat every week. I do that once a month with all the family. Apart from yoga, I'm really into my shooting as well, particularly with my dad and my brother-in-law, and we really just like getting together, if I'm perfectly honest. But from this photo, you'll probably realise I look quite good. I've got all the gear. Reality is I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I really have no idea. I'm rubbish at it, absolutely rubbish. But what we're going to be learning today, okay, is 4 core areas for your LinkedIn profiles, okay? So we'll be running through what you should be having on your profile. Then we're going to be walking to posting and the importance of posting, coming into the importance of connecting, and then finally engaging. Okay, so how I do my webinars are very factual, very much to the point. So you can pick up this workshop after today and literally sit down one afternoon and get your whole LinkedIn profile absolutely nailed down. Okay, it will take a little bit of time at the start to get your profile just working, but once you've got that done right, you pretty much never have to do it again. Okay, just maybe update it maybe every 6 to 12 months. So please, if I'm talking very, very quickly, you can look at the recording and you can come back to it. All right. But let's start off with LinkedIn. Okay. For those of you that don't know, it is the largest professional network largest professional network globally. Okay. Yes, it did launch back in 2003, and it wasn't really a great success at the start. It's only really now we're really starting to get some really good traction off the back of it, and the users have actually increased now to about 45 million UK users now. So it's a big, and the key word here is professional network. Okay, this is not your Facebook, this is not your Instagrams, this is your professional network. All right. But why you should specifically care about it, and why you should care about LinkedIn. So there are, from the latest bit of FCA data that we got our hands on, there are currently 31,000, just over 31,000 UK registered financial planners in the UK. All right, of which only just under half of those, 15,000 planners, are actually got the job title on LinkedIn. All right, of which, when we contacted LinkedIn, only 10% of those individuals, just 10%, have actually got a full completed profile. Okay. So the business development opportunities for yourselves to get this right is incredible. You know, you can really, really stand out. And the advisors that we've worked with that have started to implement some of these strategies, they are seeing a lot of their business development starting from LinkedIn. Okay, so again, you really start thinking about that, and hopefully from this session, you'll be in the right sense to start moving forward. But the key thing to look at is you need to use it effectively, or basically don't bother at all. Okay, it's an all or nothing type of thing. It needs to be part of your business strategy, period. So let's start off with your profile. Okay, so the profile is your main page. This is when people directly come onto your page. This is really what represents you. This is your personal brand. Okay, and what advisors always forget about, okay, is that they spend so much time, effort, and money on their business brands, and they forget that we're in a people business. Okay, you're not an Apple, people. Okay, you don't need to spend tens of thousands of pounds on a beautiful branding specialist to come board and do your website. At the end of the day, we are a people business. People buy from people. So where I'd be spending my marketing budget is really on my personal LinkedIn page, okay, and really nailing that down to a T. Okay, people are aware of the brands that I work, I'm part of, and I own. I'm very proud of those. But at the end of the day, people are coming directly to us. Okay, that is the main thing. They're coming to me. They're coming to my fellow business partner. So that's the key thing you need to remember. Arguably, it's the most important thing is your main page. A little thing you can do first of all is looking at changing your profile URLs. All right, your profile URLs is the back at the end of LinkedIn. So linkedin.com, and it'll say / and a load of numbers. Basically, so you'll get a load of numbers and letters. And let's be honest, that doesn't look very nice at all. All right, it really doesn't. Change it that's relevant to you. So put your name and put the company that you work for, because not only is that a real benefit from when you're sending it out to your clients, when we get them to connect up with you on LinkedIn, so it doesn't look as scammy, but you can also it also helps you index your profile page on Google as well. Okay, LinkedIn has got a much bigger budget than we will ever have, so let's use LinkedIn as a benefit. So if you search for my name on Google, for example, 90% of the time it's normally my LinkedIn page that comes up right at the top. Okay, and that's what you want being an advisor. Then we're moving into your banner image, okay, right at the top. So in this section, we're literally starting from the top of your profile page and working our way down. You've got your banner image, okay? Your banner image needs to be very clear, and you need to have some social proof on there. You need to have your contact details, and if you could put any awards that you've won, even better. You know, we was very proud to be shortlisted for an award. I didn't even win the award. I was shortlisted, but I'm still proud of that. You know, little old me over in Southend, I was able to do it, so I'm putting it on there. You know, to really promote that and talk about it, and really be proud of that. The next thing's look at your profile picture. I see so many profile pictures of people hiding, all dark, and can't even see their faces. You don't go into a networking event with a hat on and a scarf on, so no one to see your face. You need it to be clear, need it to be open. You want it to be able to fill that round circle as much as you can, as you're happy with your face. All right. You get the reason why. Talking to LinkedIn, you get 21 times more profile views, 21 more times, absolutely incredible. And any bonus point if you can actually incorporate some brand in there. Okay, so a real big tick box if you can do that, no big deal if you can't. Moving into just underneath your name, you've got into a short section, about 220 characters. And I try to answer 3 core questions in that, okay, is what you do, who you do it for, and why people work with you. Okay, this is a really exciting time to really put something special in there, because that's the first thing someone's going to land on. They're going to see all your banner looking all wonderful, and they're going to have a little couple of words there. So try and put as much as you can in there and maximize at 220 characters. All right. Moving into contact information, the amount of times people have not put all their contact information on your page. You're using LinkedIn for one reason. That's for business development. Okay, it's to raise your profile. So if someone's coming onto your profile, don't give them many opportunities to click away and look at somebody else. Put as much information as you can, all your contact information. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, they can do so with absolute ease. All right. And another key thing is always, always, always put your birthday on there. All right. I've had some of my biggest clients message me happy birthday, and I've gone back to those individuals and they say thank you. And I go, oh, it'd be great to get a call and get to understand your business a little bit more. Okay. It's a call to action. So really make sure you fill that part in. Moving into the second part of this, as you go down your profile page, we're starting to look at the services that you actually provide, okay? Too many advisors forget that they can actually fill in the services. So when I was doing this talk, particularly for accountants and solicitors, when they're searching on LinkedIn, they're looking for people with core skills that can add value to their businesses, and in particular, financial planning. You can have 10 skills on your LinkedIn page, and as you can see, ones that are specifically relevant to us: retirement planning, financial advisory. Okay, so from your perspective, fill that up as much as you can and maximize the 10 that are most relevant to you. Again, we're moving down the page. Okay, we're now moving into the section of the about section. All right, what you want to be doing is making this part of you, part of your personal brand. Okay, so really start thinking about, who you work with, what makes you different, what are the benefits of working with you amongst all your competitors. What are you doing differently, effectively? And again, this is a personal page, okay? So if you like bolds and italics, if you're an emoji type of person, smash an emoji on there, all right? Put it on there. I absolutely love that part. So for me, really make that part of you. Make that you, because people are buying you. They're not buying your brand. Okay, please, please, please remember that. Then we start moving into the experience section. Okay, so someone's coming onto your page and they want to know that you've got a good level of background and experience. Okay, that's effectively what they're looking at. It's a little bit like a mini CV is the best way to describe it. And yes, it's great to list what the job that you were there for and and how long you were there and your job role, but it's a really massive missed opportunity, okay, to not write what you were doing at that business. Okay, if anything, it's probably the most important parts in your experience section. Why was you brought on board? What did you do? What impact did you do there? So really start to think about how you can add some value. You don't need to put the reasons why you left, of course, but why you were there. What was a really fantastic part of why you love working at that business? Really kind of make it a big statement. All right. You can also add some media on that. So you don't necessarily need to have just text. You can put some achievements you won there. You can maybe put an image of you and the team if you want to. Again, create it, make it look pretty, make it look nice. It's super, super important. And the benefit is, once you've done all of that, once you've updated it, it will automatically notify your entire network to come to your LinkedIn profile that Lewis Byford has made an update on his experience. So again, you're driving traffic directly to your page. Don't do that unless your profile is looking absolutely on point. All right, so you've got to get that bit done right. Now, this annoys me, okay, because so many advisors, as highly qualified as you are and the additional qualifications that you're studying, forget to put all your experience on your page. And it just baffles me, absolutely baffles me, okay? So think about all the qualifications, get your learning statement, and absolutely fill that in as much as you can, all right? Absolutely fill it in. Even ones that you're currently studying at the moment, you could put on there, I started studying in July and it's pending when I'm going to finish it. And that's absolutely no problems at all. It shows you've got a growth mindset and you're actively growing. Okay, super, super important. Now we move into recommendations. Okay, now as an advisor, you should be so hot on your recommendations. Okay, goes back to the same thing. People buy from people. You want that social proof. People want to see that. So if you're collecting them on Vouched For or on Unbiased, on Trustpilot, wherever you're collecting your recommendations from your clients, that's absolutely fantastic. You can't, unfortunately, automatically copy those over. All right. So what you can do is, if your client is on LinkedIn, ask them to just copy their paste, their quotation or your recommendation, and actually ask them to add it on LinkedIn yourself. It's just going to really bolster your offering right at the bottom of your LinkedIn page. All right. So just while I take a moment to have a gasp of air and a little bit of water, has anyone got any questions on the first part of your initial profile at all? You anyone want to go back through anything in particular? No? Wonderful. The crowd goes wild. That's what we love. Okay, moving into posting, okay, and the importance of posting. So not only is it important to be consistent, okay, consistency is the most important thing. If you can get anything from this webinar, okay, it's consistency, okay. But the key thing to think about here is I don't want you posting aimlessly on your LinkedIn profile, on your LinkedIn, if you've not done the first part, okay. You need to get your profile done first. Spend all afternoon this afternoon getting that profile done once, and then you probably don't even need to touch it for another 6 months. All right, but the importance of posting. So it's directly adding value to the connections that you have within your network. Okay, you're showing the knowledge that you can bring. You know, you're showing that you are the go-to expert in your field. Okay, and effectively you're raising your presence online. It is super, super important. Okay, if you're not posting on LinkedIn consistently, it is an absolute missed opportunity. Okay, it really, really is. It may seem like a task at first, but I'll give you some ideas on what to post in a moment, because it really is super simple. And the technology that's out there that can help you do it is so easy. It's honestly absolutely easy.
Just quickly, Lewis, we've got a quick
Yep.
comment from Kate here. She said, just to confirm, recommendations are reviews and our clients can go onto our profile and leave a recommendation/review.
Absolutely, absolutely bang on. Thanks, Kate. So you're absolutely right. So recommendations are right at the bottom. So say, for example, you collect all your client reviews on Unbiased, you can literally just ask them to copy that and paste that, because it shows you're working with that person. So your client will basically say, I've been working with Kate, for example, and this is the feedback for that. All right. So yeah, absolutely.
You can also request them, can't you, from individuals?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So if you aren't receiving many recommendations, you can actually do a recommendation for somebody, okay? And once they've done that, once you've done it to them, they will then feel obliged to do one back to you. So if you're working with some accountants or solicitors, for example, then do a recommendation. We've worked with this solicitor for the last, 10 years. They're absolutely fantastic. I love working with them, really responsive. And then they'll say, oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you go, perfect. Can I have one too? So it's a really simple way of getting some recommendations on your page super quickly. So a top tips that I usually follow, okay, when it comes down to my personal posting is, why am I doing the post? Okay, and what is someone going to gain from that post? Okay, very, very specific. Do I have a call to action? What do I want them to be doing on that post? Okay, I don't like making mine too long. Okay, I like being mine quite short, quite snappy. I've probably got, because I've probably got an attention span of a wasp, so I'm not reading War and Peace. But that's me. That's my personal. If you're going to be known for your long information, like mini blog posts, absolutely go for it. You want to be known for what works with you and what works with your personal brand. I do like to do a little bit of varied media content as well. So put some videos on there, put a bit of videos on there, put some images, if you're out and about or anything like that, try and make it vary, try and keep it exciting for your audience. Okay, really, really important. If you can, try and tag up to 5 people as well, but it's important that they really come back to you within the hour. The algorithm likes it if your individuals that you're tagging are responding within an hour, okay? And if you are putting any comments from any blogs that you've done, always put them comments in, always put the link to your blog post that you've done in the comments, because again, the algorithm likes that, okay? The LinkedIn algorithm. And I try and post at least 3 to 5 days a week. And just remember one thing, always follow the 90-10 rule. Okay, 90% you're adding value to your network, 10% you're promoting, okay, and you're so-called selling. A couple more things I always say: personal interest. Try and get your personality across. My top LinkedIn post is normally about me talking about absolute rubbish, if I'm honest. But that helps when I start making BD calls, that people know that I love yoga for breakfast. It's a conversation starter. LinkedIn is that nudging the door just to get you in. Try and directly speak to your audience. Try and tell stories. People love to be told a story. Okay, they really, really do. We've been taught stories ever since we were children. All right, so really start thinking about that and try and open up your business to the wider community. Okay, what you're doing day to day, anything funny that's happened. Again, you're creating your personal brand. And once you've started to understand that over a period of time of the content that you're posting, what you can do fantastically is get my words out. You can review all of your content and understand what's working really well for you and what's not working well, because then you'll start to create areas of content, what we call content pillars. So I know that works really well. I'm going to post more of that because my audience like it. But at the start, you've just got to keep posting different stuff to test your market, test the people that are starting to interact with you, and then suddenly you'll get your own style. Okay. Now, I've only really been using LinkedIn properly for about the last year, I would say, year, maybe 18 months, something like that. And if I look at it now, I'd probably say between 70 and 80% of new business comes from LinkedIn at a certain point. Yes, I've dropped them an email as one of my touch points, but I'm connecting with LinkedIn and I'm getting information back directly from them. That's where the conversation is starting. So it's not, it's really is part, it really needs to be part of your business development strategy. Some advisors go, oh, I don't know what to post about. You must be joking, okay? You have conversation with clients every day about changing their lives, helping them retire early. Talk about them successes with your clients. Talk about any awards that you've got involved in, day-to-day running of the business. If there's relevant news that you think your audience would absolutely love, absolutely do that. If you're part of a team, use your team as inspiration. Had a great conversation with Jade about, how to engage more people on LinkedIn, or I spoke to my team about the investment market. This was our view, or, you can have your own spin on things. Okay. I will put a caveat to that. Me waffling on about investment. Obviously, you need to make sure that you're going to be all compliant, and that's going to be down to your compliance team. So if you're doing certain things, you will need to get all those sense checks. Okay. So just kind of bear that in mind. All right. But there's some really fantastic advisors out there posting some amazing content. Get inspired by those, follow them. And at the end of the day, copy what everyone else is doing. Okay. It is absolutely fine. Don't think you've got to reinvent the wheel all the time. It's fine. Just crack on and do it yourself. Coming into the importance of connecting. Okay, my God, this time is flying by. So if people do need to go, they can go. But I'm thinking I probably need another 15 minutes. Why connecting is super important. Okay, so connecting, you get about 100, 125 connections a week. Now, if you are not maximizing those every single week, that is probably one of the biggest missed opportunities you could ever do. Okay. Start getting familiar with your searching capability. Okay. You need to be developing your searching resources. You do not need premium for this. Okay. You're not going to be using it as much as you probably think. Got really itchy nose. So really start maximizing them connections every single week. So if you want to focus on accountants, for example, in London, then do your searches for accountants in London and connect up with all of them. The important thing is, when it comes down to this, is you want to open up your network. Okay, you got first, second, and third connections. So for those of you that don't know what that means, a first connection is I'm connected up with my colleague Jade. Now, if I want to connect up with a friend of Jade, that will be classed as a second connection. So I've got one route in, and then it goes across to Jade. If I want to connect up with somebody that's in Jade's friends network, say she was a big, financial planning director of a firm that I wanted to get in with and I want to have a conversation with, I need to connect up with as many people in Jade's network to then get access to her network. So that means I then get a second connection. So a simple rule: connect up like crazy, but connect up like crazy with people that you actually want in your network. So don't bring on, your parents unless they're going to be giving you, loads of clients, because the reality is it probably isn't going to happen. That's why I realized Facebook isn't my market, because the only people that like my posts on Facebook is my dad. So ideally, not ideal. Moving on to top tips I usually follow. So Fridays for me is normally an admin day, but we've realised that webinars do quite well on a Friday, so it looks like I'm doing this as well. But normally I always review my diary on a Friday, and I look at all new contacts, all new connections that I've made, or meetings that I've had in the week. And I connect up with them. Okay. And the ones that I personally know, I always send a personalized invitation. Great to speak to you this week. Hope you don't mind me adding you to my network. Okay. If I don't particularly know somebody, then I do not send a personalized invitation, because we've noticed personally, and LinkedIn has, that your connection requests actually go up if you don't send a personalized invitation to somebody that you don't know. All right. So again, something little top tip that you can have on that sort of front there. If you're trying to find your ideal clients, the profile page is really easy to do. So as an example, if I want to connect up with the director of Anthony George, for example, if I want to connect up with myself, I would look at all the people and I'd connect up with absolutely everybody within that organization. I'll then wait a week, I'll then go back, and then I'll connect up with the directors at that point. Okay, I'm looking at the touch points before I target the main director, because the main director, hopefully at that point, will then see we've got so many familiar connections, he'll be more inclined to connect up with me. All right, so little top tip on that sort of front there. Moving into engaging, okay, and engaging with your community, all right? So the key thing is, okay, is to develop connections like you would if you was like personal networking, okay? Try and build a community in your community, if that makes sense, okay? Try and think about, if you're seeing something on somebody's profile and you really like, spend time to actually make a meaningful comment to that. I think I put in the next slide, I think it's about 12 words is a meaningful comment, because the LinkedIn algorithm likes that. It shows you're trying to add value to your connections. And then when you do posts, it will actively promote your algorithm. So again, it's just spending time, not only connecting up with these people, but engaging in their content. And if you've got the right people in your network, the people that you want to get in with, your individuals, your target clients will start seeing you commenting more often. And the more you comment on that person, you're creating more of a connection, you're creating more of a community. So when you ask for a meeting, they're more likely to be inclined to accept that meeting with you. So a couple of these top tips is engagement on your posts, okay, is number one. Capitalize on that first hour, super, 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 super important, okay. I always try to reply to them comments super, super quickly, as fast as we can. Again, needs to be meaningful, so put about 12 words in there as an absolute minimum will be absolutely ideal, and always do some reactions. Always try and just get involved with everyone, all right? Now, some of you may know about it, some of you might not know about it, but on particularly everyone's profile, there's a little bell icon, okay? So this is fantastic if you want to get in with a client, okay? Now, I haven't got time to go through our full business development structure, but if we look at that bell icon, these are people that you want to be heard about. You want a notification that they're doing a post. So I do this for all my top 10 clients that I want to get in with. Okay, you should all have a target list of A, B, and C clients. You should have done your market research. So my top A clients, I put a bell on all the directors and all the associated ops directors. So when they make a comment, or they do a post, I'm immediately notified, and then I immediately comment. I want my face and my name to keep coming up in their inbox all the time. So in probably about a month's time, when I start promoting what I'm doing, I'm more inclined to get the answer that I want, which is, can I have a meeting with you? Okay. So it's thinking about playing the long game. Okay. LinkedIn is a long game. It's about being consistent, but you get that right, your ROI is fantastic. Okay. I'm a business person. I need to make profit. Okay. Like you all are. You run your businesses every single day. So for you, it's about getting an ROI. And unfortunately, this means you need to spend a bit of time on LinkedIn. You can't go on LinkedIn today and tomorrow get a £2 million person that wants to invest with you. You may do. You could be, incredibly lucky, but consistency is important. You need to think about having a strategy, a very simple strategy that enables you to do that. All right. And my God, I'm doing rather well on time actually. So go me. If you've only got 30 minutes today, this is what I'll be doing. Okay. Again, I am whizzing through this because I'm conscious of time. I want this to be kind of a power session for you, but try and think about this for you. All right. This is what you can do, a bit of a structure on 30 minutes. You can do this when you're having your morning breakfast before you sit down for your day. All right. Or when you get home and you're bored, instead of putting your Netflix on and your Amazon, you can sit down and just do your connection requests and do a couple of comments. All right. So really, really simple. And as it says at the bottom, no excuses. All right. Now, we're going to do a look at a couple of profiles. Okay. So we've got a couple of people that were very, very happy to jump in the hot seat that I think are here today. So I've got a couple of examples. So I'm just going to come out of those and actually do that. So can you all still see my screen, or where am I going? Yeah, you still see my screen. Okay, amazing, 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 amazing. So the first one is Sunny's. Okay, so Sunny's profile I picked because well, you're doing actually really well, Sunny. If I'm honest, I'm not going to lie. So right at the top, if we start right at the top, we've got a very clear banner. Okay, a very very clear banner. We've got his logo, we've got contact details, we've got email addresses, and we've got a little statement straight away about what he does. Okay, absolutely love that. We've got a very clear image. We can see his face. He's smiling. He's engaging. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely worked down. We've then got a nice little short part of specifically who he's looking to target. So if I'm coming onto his profile, okay, and I'm employed or self-employed, I'm working in the legal profession, I'm suddenly going to think that Sonny's going to help me straight away. You know, I'm a I'm a solicitor or I'm a barrister. I know that Sonny can help me. You know, I'm looking at the keywords. He's got a very clear target, okay, which is absolutely fantastic. As we start to scroll down, we've got a nice About Us page here, which is brilliant. You could talk about where he is. I think he talks about his family as well at some point in here, if I remember rightly. You've got some clear things of the individuals that he can help. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, being very, very clear on what we're looking at here. Nice thing, the top skills, okay, as we mentioned, and the services, really, really important, okay, everyone. It's very clear on how we can add value and how we can help if I'm coming onto his profile. So, you know, really, really easy. As we start to come down, we've got some of the featured stuff. So this is where you can keep stuff there. As a note, Sonny, I'd start maybe putting some more feature stuff on there. Maybe a really good post that you've done that maybe got the most traction. You can feature that on your page, and maybe an image of you, maybe out in networking or something like that. That could be really, really good as well on that sort of on that sort of thing here. Another key thing that I'm noticing is his posting regularly. Okay, so on anyone's page, if you're connected, you can look at all their posts that they've ever done. All right, and again, I can see from Sonny that he's super, super consistent. Okay, every single day he's got a daily rundown about what he's doing, which is absolutely brilliant. You know, he's going back to being very, very consistent, and I'm sure he's getting some really good engagement off the back of that. If anything, I would say as a criticism, it's great having a daily rundown of everything that you're doing. I would tweak up the content, maybe do it with maybe some imagery, so it's not just all posting. That could be really, really good. Maybe some very clear imagery. That could be quite exciting, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. Is what I think. You know, video is just good. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love it.
Just quickly, Lewis, Adam has raised his hand, so I think if I click on Adam, I can allow him to talk. Can I do that?
I think that's just in reference to see that you can see my screen. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Adam,
think it's
could you
reference screen.
confirm that in the chat for us,
Yeah,
please?
I think it
Make
was just
sure.
around that.
Okay, no problem.
Next part for you all is, again, I'm just going down the page, is you've got where he's currently working at the moment. What I'd be looking here, just adding this out with a little bit more information. I know you've put it up here, but it'd be quite good if you could just add a little bit more here about us page. If you want to do some emojis, then you absolutely can. You don't need to. It's again down to your personal brand, but I would just fill that out a little bit on that sort of front there. All right. Education's all done. Absolutely brilliant. I would put your qualifications in. Have you done the qualifications as well? So put in there your financial planning qualifications as well on that sort of front there, all right? Because also your chart at the top, really put in there everything you've achieved, okay? This is a reason to shout home how fabulous you are, okay? So absolutely do it, absolutely do it. Oh, you've got them there, brilliant. Ignore that, you've done it in that section. As you start to move down, finally, we've got the recommendations, all right, which is brilliant, okay? Try and keep that up to date as much as you can. So, you know, we got back here some in 2013. Have you given any back in 2022? So if you just keep that up to date moving into now, that would be maybe a top tip. So you can maybe ask existing clients, would you be happy to just copy that over and paste that on there for you? So overall, absolutely fantastic. All right, absolutely love that. Moving on to Jerry's one, okay? So Jerry, again, loving your profile, but I've got a few more amendments, okay, and happy to pick up with this straight after if you want to. So again, nice clear image. We can see Jerry's face, okay, it's absolutely brilliant. So some people will want to go for a black and white photo, and that is absolutely fine as long as you can see who the person is. Sometimes I see black and white photos and it's just carnage. You know, you can't even see what's going on. So I particularly picked Jerry because of that reason. So you can still see it's black and white, and you can see very, very clearly that it's Jerry. An area of improvement right at the top here is a little bit of a missed opportunity here, Jerry, I would say. You've got your logo, it's bright, it's in your face. I love that branding. So now let's put in there your mobile number. Let's put in there, you know, some key things, you know, like your contact details and your website link. Okay. Real easy missed opportunity that you can run straight into there. Underneath here, you can add your little quote of who you're looking to target, you know, who's your ideal clients. Again, in there, that's another little missed opportunity. So again, grab the slides, spend the afternoon just working all that out, which is brilliant. Loving your top skills, absolutely fantastic. You've ticked all of those, which is a great thing. I love this section, but I would just want to add a little bit more onto that. Okay, so you can help provide clients with your financial planning support, but I'd be more specific. Okay, who are you trying to target? Okay, what does that look like? Why are you trying to target those individuals? You know, what is your niche? Try and think about niching down. You know, all the advisors we do consultancy for, the ones that are the most successful and are making the most money are the ones that are specialized and niche down. Okay, so that's the only thing I would say on that sort of front there. And I love the fact you've had some stuff about you personally. Personality is so important. All right. Moving into the next section is your postings. Okay, now I know you've emailed us. So I'm not gonna shout too much about this. I know you've emailed me. We need to get on your postings, mate, don't we? Unfortunately, all right. Last one was 4 months ago, 1 year, and then it jumps to 9 years. All right. You have so much to talk about every single day with your clients. You know, I would be putting it into ChatGPT and I'd ask him to summarize, you know, a LinkedIn post of my day. All right. Make a few amendments and do a post. It will be so simple. You haven't got to think about the content yourself. AI these days is incredible. I run AI all the time. All my posts are pretty much through AI, if I'm honest. It's my idea. I put it on there, excuse me, I amend it and then I post. All right. I'm appreciating that I am running over, so people do need to go, then I totally understand. As we go back, we can then look at, I think, again, your just these pages here. Again, add a little bit of context about what you're doing here. Okay, you know, a little bit about you, you know, why you set it up, etc., etc. Again, moving down, you've got your experiences, which is brilliant. You've got your skills, and I would just be asking for recommendations here. All right. If you haven't got any of your clients on LinkedIn, start connecting up with them on LinkedIn. And if you haven't started to, start giving them out. Okay. Look at some of your professional introducers and say, look, I've been working with you for 3 years. I think you're absolutely fantastic. You're really responsive. My clients really like you. I want to give you a review. They are not going to say no to that, obviously. So at that point, you go, you wouldn't mind giving me one, would you? You know, and give that feedback. The good thing is with this level of feedback is when it gets sent to you, you can actually sense check it and then approve it or decline it. So again, if you've done something wrong, you do the wrong person, you can get rid of it, which is handy. All right. So yeah, little top tips on that sort of front there. All right. So if anyone's got any other questions, please feel free to ask me now. I'm happy to hang around for a little moment, but I'm also aware that I have been waffling on for 7 minutes more than I should have been. But that's absolutely, you know, I thought that was probably going to be the case, if I'm perfectly honest. But we will be getting the recording sent across to you all, so you can look back at all of these key points, the key points, and also, of course, the presentation as well. All right. So look at it as a workshop. Spend the afternoon and work through each one of those bullet points, okay? And then start being consistent. All right. Thank you all so much and have an amazing Friday. I love a Friday. There's something about a Friday. There's something in the air. Have an amazing day, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye now.